Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, October 13, 2023. The Transport Authority is warning public passenger vehicle PPV operators that it will be taking a zero-tolerance approach to any overcharging of passengers, with the increased bus and taxi fares expected to take effect this weekend. Earlier this week, Transport Minister Darrell Vaz announced a 19% fare increase effective Sunday, October 15. During a press conference yesterday, the Transport Authority's Managing Director Ralston Smith said teams from the agency would be closely monitoring the implementation of the increase.
The authority will spare no effort in investigating and prosecuting operators who overcharge passengers.
The act of overcharging is punishable under the Road Traffic Act and regulations, with the offense attracting a maximum fine of $100,000. Mr. Smith says the authority has developed a database to capture and report acts of overcharging, and this information will be shared across the authority's 4 regions.
They will act as a vanguard of public passenger transport, and that duty and responsibility imposed on the Transport Authority is to protect commuters and legitimate PPV operators, and therefore we will not be biased in terms of our investigation.
The Transport Authority is urging commuters who experience acts of overcharging to report these incidents by calling the toll-free line 1-888-991-5687 or 876-926-8912. Commuters can also send videos or photographs to 876-511-8196. Complaints about overcharging should include the license plate number, route, and location of the incident. Airlift capacity will be increased for this year's winter tourist season as Southwest Airlines begins operating a once-weekly flight into the island from Kansas City, Missouri, in the United States. The flight is set to arrive at the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay on Saturdays during the winter season. On October 7, Portfolio Minister Edmund Bartlett and tourism officials welcomed the inaugural flight with 114 passengers and 6 crew members.
This flight today brings to the reality of how connected Jamaica as a destination is in the United States. You know, we cover 18 gateways that connects us to over 100 cities across the United States. That makes Jamaica the most connected Caribbean destination to the United States.
Minister Bartlett says the increase in air connectivity will continue to improve Jamaica's tourism growth, as the island is on track to close the year with approximately 2.9 million stopover visitors.
So the projection for 2024 for travel from the United States is huge and strong, with 72 million baby boomers still able to travel. It's an amazing thing. So we're looking at 140 million potential travelers. Jamaica already has a situation where the United States alone has a market share of 75% of our visitors. That's strong.
More than 1,400 persons in West Central St. Catherine are benefiting from a $95 million investment in the Connors Ginger Ridge water scheme. Water is being sourced from a spring into the pumping network that has a capacity for 50,000 gallons per day. The treated commodity is being pumped to the sandy ground and Ginger Ridge tanks for distribution. Residents will now receive a 7-day water supply through the 9-kilometer transmission and distribution line. Included in the works were the laying of the distribution pipelines, construction of an access road from the Connors Main Road, and the building of a 13,000-gallon sump and elevated pumping station. During the commissioning ceremony on Wednesday, Minister Matthew Samuda said it was part of the government's commitment for an all-island overhaul of the country's water systems.
These projects are important because it means every drop counts, but every drop will be accounted for because you're building a new network right across the length and breadth of the country.
The project was constructed by Rural Water Supply Limited in partnership with the NWC. The Ministry of National Security says measures are being implemented to disrupt the involvement of youth in criminal activities. One of them is the Interministerial School Strategy, IMSS, which is part of the government's social investment for community transformation effort. Portfolio Minister Dr. Horace Chang says this is being implemented to reach the most vulnerable students and their families. They will be provided with access to a holistic, wraparound suite of services to reduce truancy and disrupt their involvement in crime.
That is, we view not only the basic training, but we are introducing programs to reach families and students who require counseling, guidance, and the social security support to lift them out of the lower socioeconomic run and get them into productive areas.
The Interministerial School Strategy aims to provide support for students who display antisocial behavior in school. It's a targeted intervention between the Ministries of Education and Youth and National Security to eradicate violence in schools. The strategy initially targeted 34 schools located in the 7 zones of special operation, ZOSOs.
Essentially, we are seeking to restore hope to all these individuals, improving their social and economic life outcomes, and providing and ensuring that all our citizens will have the opportunity to contribute productively to the growth of our country.
Minister Chang was speaking earlier this week at the opening of the newest court store in Portmore Pines. And finally, the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce continues its business roadshows in Montego Bay on October 26. The first was held in Mandeville on August 10, and the third business roadshow is planned for Ocho Rios on November 1. It heads to Kingston on November 21. Micro, small and medium-sized enterprises will be exposed to the services of 20 agencies of the ministry.
So we're taking the agency and the ministry to the ordinary Jamaican people. Ordinary Jamaican people. In Mandeville, in Montego Bay, in Ocho Rios, in Kingston, and then across the smaller places in the country.
Entrepreneurs in the regions are encouraged to come out and familiarize themselves with the agencies of the ministry and to access the various business development services offered. It's also an opportunity for them to display their products and network with other businesses. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.